It is still 30 days poetry challenge with Words Diva, and today is 16th. Yesterday, for the 15th, I did not do a video. I just posted a poem. And this is because I wanted you all to observe some of the things that I've been teaching. I've been teaching about poetry, lines of poetry, poetic devices, elements of poetry, most especially. And I wanted you guys to observe some of these things I've been able to put down in the poem, from the theme down to the lines, down to the structure, the other elements that I mentioned, the rhyme, the rhythm, and other things. And this is why I posted a poem for day 15th, and I'll be doing so also in subsequent days to come. This is because I want us to be going on the same pace. Let's be understanding what we are teaching, so you get to see and understand better. So today I'll be discussing some of the major problems in poetry and their solutions. So I've had a lot of people walk up to me and ask me concerning one problem or the other, and I just packed them into a place. I think they're the major ones that I know for now. Number one on the list is writing, knowing what to write, writing a poem. Most times when you go for a master class, when you go to learn how to write a poem, what poetry is, and the likes of them, you will know all these things, but the most difficult part is actually writing, doing the do. When I say doing the do, I mean writing the poem. You have to actually write to know that you have understood what you are learning. If you don't ever get to write, with all the knowledge of poetry you have in your head is just wasted. So you have to write to know that you have learned. So just write. The poem you're going to write for the first time is not going to be the best poem. There's always a first time. But it's important that you write so that you know that at least you're learning something. It's like putting down what is in your head, what you have learned so far, all the knowledge you have gathered. If you cannot be able to make use of it, then it is just useless. Secondly, another problem people have is how the poem should be, what structure the poem should be. You can start by learning a particular form. We talked about form recently. Whether you want to start with a sonnet, whether you want to start with a couplet, whether you want to start with the villanelle, anyone you want to start with, just look for it. Even if it's free verse, look for the form, study it, know the intricacies of that form, then apply it. And before you know, you begin to progress to others. When you understand that one, then you can begin to progress to others. But then just write. It is very important. Number two is having a team. Working. It's important to work with a team whenever you're writing. And this is because the team will guide you on what to write. When you have a team, you always go back to it, especially when you don't have inspiration. Inspiration is another thing, because when you start writing a poem, sometimes you get confused in the middle of the poem. Sometimes you forget what you're even writing about. Sometimes you get carried away. It's a theme that guides you. It guides your poem. The central idea, what your poem is focused on, that thing guides and directs to know what you're writing on. The next thing is you need to also understand, yes, your audience. Many people ask, are they writing for themselves or they're writing for others? You need to understand your audience, because you're not like you're not the consumer of your poem alone. You have other people you're writing for. So you need to know your audience. I need to know what they need. You need to know their needs and be able to address it. You need to look at the society and know what is the issues in the society and begin to address it. Begin to express yourself. What's your opinion about this thing? What's your take? What do you feel about these things? So when you know your audience, you know the language they understand better in. Is it pidgin? Is it English? Is it French? Is it in your dialect? Anyhow, know the language they understand and know what works for them. It's not every place that you go you want to do word play. You want to, the certain word play that don't actually make sense in some certain places. So know your palace, know where you are working, know your area, study your audience, and be able to bring out a masterpiece. These are the few major problems I'm going to be dealing with. Until I come your way next time, keep watching.